Right, we're going to go into a section now called the 5 most underrated players in the Gallagher Premiership. Except I'm going to rename it 5 players that I like and want to talk about a little bit. They're not underrated, I don't think. Rate them really highly. That's why I'm talking about them. And we're going to start with Bristol Bears scrum half Harry Randall. Harry Randall's very, very quick, of course, across the ground, which causes problems, but he thinks just as quickly. Really, really difficult to handle, difficult to legislate for him and predict what he's going to do. Also, his running threat at 9 will take some pressure off Callum Sheedy, who I think is at his best when he's a running threat himself. And I think actually defenders are moving off 9 and 10 of Bristol too easily, too readily in this early part of the season. So they need more threat. They need defenders to be more scared of them at 9 and 10. And I think that is where Harry Randall comes in. Now, Ollie Devoto didn't play this weekend against Worcester Warriors because he hurt his ribs last weekend up at Sale. But Ollie Devoto, I like. There's a bit of edge about Ollie Devoto. He's big, he's quick, he's got the skills, he can kick. But I kind of like, as well as the stilky stuff, there are lots of guys that do that. I like how nuggety he is. I think he's slowly becoming the new Ian Whitton. And that is one of the biggest compliments I can pay him. In backs terms, in three-quarters terms, he's almost like Exeter Chiefs' Dave Ewers out in the midfield. You need him for the grunt work. He's a high torque machine, very productive, nice and abrasive, like him a lot. And Jackson Ray from Saracens, no one could call him underrated. He's won about 15 major trophies, for goodness sake, over 250 games for Sarries, but he plays all across the back row and he's never had a bad game. He's had the odd bad game, but his bad games are about 7 out of 10. He's generally about an 8.5. Just one of the most consistently excellent players across the league in the last few years. Doesn't miss tackles, very rarely drops balls, carries brilliantly, knows exactly what to do, communicates a lot, and almost, I wonder, most importantly of all, always looks like he's enjoying himself, whether they're winning or losing, and they're usually winning. He's smiling, bum tapping, slapping lads on the back, laughing at lads when they drop the ball, laughing at himself for the odd mistake. I just think it'd be a brilliant bloke to play with. What a player. And Mark Atkinson, Gloucester inside centre, they're just a much, much better team when Atkinson plays. He kind of ticks a lot of boxes, so you occasionally get a big banger of a centre who doesn't handle so well, or you get basically a second fly half, a second 5/8 who's really a distributor but doesn't really do the physical stuff so well. Mark Atkinson's 6'5", he's over 100 kgs. Now that doesn't mean too much if he hasn't got the sort of mindset to go with it, but he's big and aggressive too, so he's physical with that size. He uses it, so he's difficult for defenders to deal with because he can get over the gain line, he can truck it up, he hits hard, he did ragdolling attackers at the weekend in defence, looked really physical. He's also just got wonderful hands and awareness, really high skill level. He's a very good offload, a bit in the sort of Sonny Bill Williams mode, but actually he's a real player. He's a game breaker and he links backs with forwards. He's a wonderful link player, brilliant distributor. He's a 12, I think, who's got it all. And will he end up in the England team? Don't know, so many options, don't know. But it'd be great fun to watch him, wouldn't it? And I think absolutely you could stick him in the next 10 tests in the starting team for England and he wouldn't let you down. He's that good. And finally, Cameron Neild, Sale Sharks, you know who he is. One of those guys that in amongst all the units they've got up there and the rock stars and the unicorns and the big pieces of red meat from South Africa, people don't talk about him that much, but he's there grafting, doing high quality work week after week after week. He gets the odd rest, he gets left out every now and again when the Curry boys and the rock stars come back, and then when they go away or they twist an ankle or they get a bit tired and need a rest, he's in and he's never less than an 8 out of 10, this bloke. Really, really class player. He's absolutely on a level with the likes of Jackson Ray for me. He doesn't quite have the physical size of Ray, but absolutely has the quality of output. Sale Sharks, just quietly, have got an absolute gem in Neild.